Okay, so Stephen actually had a question, and I thought it would be great to ask that on camera. What was the question again?
Well, you mentioned that using the whole fruit by hand, that you get some of the oils from the outside of the fruit and also the benefit of the seed on the inside of the fruit. So you hand squeezed it into the bowl, but then you ran it through a screener and we lost the seeds, I assume,
Right.
in the screen. And so how do we get the benefit for the seeds?
Well, there's a couple of ways to look at this. I think you were thinking about picking one of these up here.
Yeah.
Well, this is the Green Star juicer, by the way. So if you were to juice citrus in the Green Star, you would get the benefits of those seeds. That is one way that I've been making the citrus juices to make it real easy, no cleanup and that type of thing. Is I'm just that's how I start the day, as a citrus juice, just like that. And so cutting those and getting those essential oils in there, so you do lose the seeds. But that's just a real quick way to take the Pura Cleanse. So most of the time, what I was referencing when I said that was really getting the seeds when you're eating the fruit. Later on in the day when you go to eat some oranges or eat some papayas or whatever fruit that you've got, then you go and you eat those seeds. So you want to eat those seeds when you can. All the different types of fruits have seeds in them. Some of them are just, little seeds. That's what the fruit is. It's like this fruit is the delivery mechanism of the seed. So the tree says, hey, here's the color, eat me and poop out my seeds so that I can, so it's a symbiotic relationship. Like when you look at eating animal flesh, it's not very symbiotic. You know what I mean? The tree is putting out its fruit, you eat the fruit. That's why fruit is mankind's food. The problem is most people are so messed up that they can't even eat fruit. Why? Because layers and layers of biofilm, mucoid plaque, leaky gut, inflammation. But as soon as you start cleaning that out, it's a lot easier to eat fruit because you don't get all that die-off and all that cleansing reaction from all the constipation. Because fruit obviously is like, whoosh, cleanses you out, right? So that's, if you got to keep working your way to being able to, I can eat fruit, I can eat vegetables, I can eat anything because it's all set up in there through conscious intention to be able to do so. And so when you use a juicer like this, you get the benefits of those oils in the seed. Grapefruit seed extract. It's like just eat the seeds in the grapefruit, get those in your teeth, get them in your nose. They're a little bit bitter. But you know what that does? That feeds the healthy microorganisms and hurts and inhibits the pathogenic type. And they're all in there just waiting for you to make the decision of what you're going to put into your mouth. And if you eat fruits and vegetables, and everything else is an accoutrement, whatever that is, whatever your little trip is that you can't let go of in this world to get to the highest levels of ascension, is cool, but it should be predominantly for every little piece of meat that you eat, you should be eating a pile of vegetables this big. You know what I mean? To mitigate, to keep it balanced. But instead, what do? It's like, oh, a little piece of parsley on the side, which you look at, and this big giant T-bone steak, and then your fries, and then you got to take all that sauce, and it's not even real. But when you're out there, I just eat cucumbers plain by themselves. I'll eat 2 or 3 of these for dinner sometimes at night. That's when I wake up clear and on point. I didn't say much about the Pura Cleanse. I got too excited about everything else, but the Pura Cleanse is to cleanse out, begin the process of cleansing and healing and opening up your colon to help to absorb the metabolites of the microorganisms. So it's just a way to start building health inside your gut, cleansing it out, healing the walls. Leaky gut is everywhere, permeability, and a lot of issues there. I'll have to probably make a whole video series on that and what causes that. But in other words, stay away from the doctors and the medical thing unless you're the emergency. If it's an emergency, they're cool. They're good at that. But if it's just general health care and you're not well and you got the sniffles, the antibiotics and all their drugs and stuff, it just makes it worse and worse and worse and worse and worse because you temporarily assume the problem, but you don't get to the root of it, which is usually your diet, your sleeping habits, your unhealthy relationship, your terrible job inside these buildings all the time. You never get outside, staring into the Wi-Fi or on your phone. It's like, turn the Wi-Fi off at night, go to the beach. I'll get back to you, maybe never. Sorry. You know what I mean? Kind of a thing. You just can't keep up with all of it. You go nuts. So many texts, so many phone calls. Why didn't you get back to me? I'm offended. It's like, get in line. You know what I mean? I'm Hawaiian now. I do Hawaiian time. It takes me 3 or 4 or 5 or never, because I just can't do it. I don't know how to answer your. I stare at it for so long. How am I going to answer this? It's like a smiley face. You know, figure it out. I don't know. Okay. So another question?
Yeah. So another question I have about the juice is, isn't that a lot of sugar also? And would I get an insulin spike, and would that be a problem? You know.
It depends on a lot of things. The juices, that's why I like to keep them really balanced. Myself, I can literally personally drink grapefruit juice with no problem. Super healthy pancreas, lots of muscles, a lot of activity, super clean colon, easily absorbed, so not a lot of issues. But so that's why I generally, that's why each individual case, fruit juices is very cleansing, but you have to work your way up to that. You might even need to do steamed vegetables for a while to start getting things moving, but this will really help that along the way. And then if your guts are clean and your pancreas is healthy because you have good, healthy blood flow, that's one of the things that happens. That's why diabetes is exploding. The vaccines really cause microcapillary occlusion to the islets of Langerhans, which is a watershed area that only has one blood flow. So there's no backup plan for the pancreas. You either have good circulation or you start to lose your pancreas. Same thing with the watershed areas in the brain, like memory, cognition, speech. This is the real stuff that's going on here, and I don't really think I'll get into that too much today, but that's why I'm saying, these dudes and their training is just not, they don't know about health. And if you want to get healthy, you can't attack disease. You have to cultivate health, cultivate life, deal with your emotions, look at your life, and break free from all the chains that are holding you back. This is the DTM program. Okay, I was going to say for myself, just to let you all know that there will be a link down below these videos to pick this stuff up through the remainder of this video series for the products over here. So check that out if you need to get some of this stuff, because I know that it's going to help you. It's extremely beneficial. All of these things are really, really beneficial, and I'm developing an amazing relationship with them, using them in my own life every day. And all of my friends come over and they're just stoked. I had a friend of mine with the protein powder. She's like addicted to eggs and protein. And she spent 10 years with Gabriel Cousins, and he's a raw vegan guy. And she knows, but she just can't get over it because people need more protein than other people. So she gets the protein powder, and she just like 2 days on that, and she's like, whoa, bro, because it's just better. The way that it's formulated digests really easily, and it's just better than eggs, which are really, really feeding more of the pathogenic types, especially the way we cook them. Raw might be different, raw eggs, but who the hell wants to do that? Monkeys do that in the jungle, but humans don't do what the monkeys do, because the monkeys rip open the antelopes, eat their heart, eat their intestine, and then share all the bones and all the flesh. But the human beings, they got their little thing, and they put their sauces, and it's all nice in a little package. So when you start going out and tearing apart antelopes with your bare hands and ripping into them, I'll say, oh, meat eating is natural. You know what I'm saying? But for now, there's so much fruit on the trees, it'd be like, oh, there's that animal, and I'm hungry, but I'm also lazy, so I'm just going to go eat some longans and then take a nap at the beach. You know what I mean? It's just more natural in my sense, because I'm a tropical species where we evolved for many, many millions of years. And on that note, the microorganisms, they've been evolving for billions of years. So we are the result of their consciousness. See, and that's amazing. So they're, 3.5 billion or 4 billion years or whatever. I mean, it gets that long, who knows, 5, 10. But billions and billions of years, and then here's the human beings. We're just tiny. We just got born, but we're so blessed to live in a symbiotic relationship with them. So we want to work with them in our journey towards optimum awesomeness. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we're doing. And this is some really, really cool stuff that people can use to totally transform their lives. So we're working on the DTM style, random, style of doing, just working here and making this possible. But I'm also trying to set a structure here for the people who are going to be viewing these videos so that they can get this education, because they're purchasing the products and I'm not able to really answer everyone's questions all the time. So that's why I had to put this video series together to help answer to how to use the PureCleanse. We know that now. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to do a green juice. Green juice. So we do the water, we do the cleanse, and then we do the green juice with enzymes. And that green juice with the enzymes is where the magic starts happening in your bloodstream. So I'm going to do this pineapple. And what I've got today is I've got pineapple and mint and cilantro and lime and coconut water. And so that's pretty much, that's kind of like that's the kind of the Kauai green juice recipe. Local pineapple, local mint, growing right outside, actually outside the door here, which is amazing. Like a lot of the foods hopefully we'll be able to use today to right off the property here, so that we can get inspired. You want to see that pineapple?
Yeah.
Bam. It's so epic, yeah. And so I'm going to do pineapple here. I don't know if anyone could even see that, but I think you can figure out how to do a pineapple. I do try to do every little tidbits of education that I can get, and so I'll try to show you how to peel a lime here, if you can see that in the camera. I'm going to pretty much assume that everybody can peel a lime or peel a pineapple. And if you don't know these things, then hey, jump on the learning curve. This took me 15 years to get here, and I'm barely getting started. Beginner, like we were talking about, Stephen, beginner's mind, bro. It's like there's so much to experience. You can get online and do some research, and that's awesome because you'll get inspired. But when you start applying it, and you start seeing how this research, the scientific breakthroughs, and your own personal experience work together in synergy, you have these amazing epiphanies and revelations like, oh my God, if the world only knew this. And it looks like I'm the dude that's going to bring this very unique way of viewing this whole thing. Because there's so many specialists out there that they're just looking at their one particular way of viewing what's going on. But what's good about my experience is that I'm able to spend 2 to 10 hours a day researching all their science and then applying it to myself and my clients and my friends, and then getting these like, wow, this is crazy. So I have this really powerful overview of a larger way of using the modern science to be able to really, really work with what we're dealing with, which is a lot of chemical saturation, and that's what's leading to all the birth defects, and that's what's leading to the cognitive dissonance. Because of the programming, they're really fighting hard to make sure that you don't learn the truth, and they've been doing that since time immemorable. All the truth is buried in the archives in the Vatican, and they don't want you to know about it. So they put in the Bible what they wanted you to know, and they took out all the rest. And guess what they took out? All the practical stuff that shows you how to be a practical scientist on the process of ascension. They just put this little thing. You got to put your money in the plate and come into the building, and then you got to give your whole soul away, and you don't know what's going on. But no, outside your door is the green, green grass and the blue sky. And you don't need any middleman. You can go straight to the source yourself. I saw that as clear as day this morning. It's inside of you. You don't need to put money in a plate, and you don't need to have any theology to experience the divinity of your own life. Boom. And then that, to me, is spirituality, but there's a science to this. And you have to, in my experience and opinion, go through nature. Because if you're all out of whack, in harmony with nature, how can you be in harmony with the cosmos? If you ain't even in harmony with your own bare feet on the ground here right now, eating the food that's provided for you, living in a way that's in harmony with nature's synergy and her gifts and her blessings, how are you going to be in alignment with the Most High, infinite consciousness, cosmos of the whole entire universe, which you want? Your soul is that. And yet we get so occluded and blocked up, and we get so emotionalized about opinions, we literally lose the divine gift, which is just the tree and the bird and the gecko and the crashing of the ocean waves, which really, really is the food that feeds. Now, this stuff here is just the divine love note from God and Mother Nature, you know, but what we really live off of is the sun and the wind and the electromagnetic energy of the earth. And we simplify, and we go lighter and cleaner. And as those less and less become, as the microorganisms become less and less to the fasting, cleansing, healing, minimization process, then they are less and less in demand. They just die off, the worms and the parasites and the viruses. And then all it is these beneficial microorganisms that are like, oh, you can eat if you want, but it's cool. We're just chilling down here. You got plenty of oxygen. That's all we really, really love, because we're the healthy ones. But if we're not the healthy ones, we need all kinds of stuff, and we need you to overeat so that it's excessive and your body can't handle it, so we can live off that in this musty, dusty, anaerobic place. So oxygen is the key, and water and sunlight. And then we can start talking about food. Word? But this is where everybody's going wrong, because they're being controlled through some type of, they don't even know what it is yet, some type of mechanism where these guys are somehow sending signals through your enteric nervous system to your brain telling you what to eat. There's beneficial guidance, intuitive guidance as to what to eat, and then there's pathogenic cravings. And now everyone knows that what I'm saying, and they can dig it, because we've all been there when we go to IHOP and eat all those pancakes, and we go, why did we do that? We're all stoned on gluten. You know what I mean? And that's a lot of how I know about all this. Is I've been through it all, and that's why I thank God, because it's not, you're just not going to just jump. You don't get to just graduate. You wouldn't want to. You want to have this process. So what I am working with the cancer clients is like, have this process. This is guiding you to break free from the chains that bind you to this earth and our dysfunctional relationships and jobs and eating habits and everything else. So that's the divine knowledge right there. Now for the practical stuff on the juice. So I'll open this coconut, last but not least. I'd like to see, can you turn around and look and see how much time there is on that, bro? Or you can flip it around and look at the time, because I'm trying to keep these, what does it say?
Let me see.
Oh.
Oh, I got it. So, 18.
Oh, perfect.
02.
Okay, it's like DTM 30-minute videos, you know?
It says 6 hours and 20 minutes to go.
Okay, cool, perfect, yeah. So I just popped the coconut. You totally missed it because Steve's head was in the way, but that's okay. These are the little poppers. I just got these off the land back here. So that's the nice coconut water, the living, low sugar, the little poppers. As they get more mature, there's more sugars in them, and the fat matures as well. But I like these little poppers to keep the sugar low. The pineapple's got a lot, but then you balance it out with cucumber, mint, and cilantro, and then you have sweet, but you've also got the chlorophyll, which keeps the sugar from getting out of control. But like I said, if you're like me and you're really, really clean, you can just drink grapefruit juice and you're all good. But a lot of people, if they drank 32 ounces of grapefruit juice, it would put them out of business for a while. So you got to work your way into this. So let's just see if we can get this juice done in less than 10 minutes. So this is, yeah, we'll just do it. Right into the compost here. That's amazing. I'm totally stoked. It's like, oh, I think I see the benefits of this. You know, I have to carry mine out to the compost, but yeah, so this is really an amazing juicer. This is the Green Star. And yeah, it really, the herbs is the benefit to this particular juicer, is the way that it extracts the herbs. Yeah, well, it pulls it down in, but that's not, it's these twin gears, and it's like almost like teeth. And then it just really gets a nice extraction. And it's just, I just love this juicer. Yes, sir.
So my question is, if you're juicing, you're losing the fiber.
That's correct.
So what are the benefits and what are the losses? Don't you want fiber in your diet? And
Yes,
why not
you do.
blend it?
The juicing is, there's a couple of things when it comes to juicing. One is that when you're juicing, you're just getting tons of micronutrients, minerals, living water. And you drink that up and you feed everybody, again, beneficial, that all the beneficial ones get fed without bogging yourself down in the middle of the day. Normally what I do is I like to, if I'm doing a class, or if I'm doing some kind of education, or I'm doing anything, I don't eat. Just juice, maybe a smoothie, but usually just juice. That feeds my brain, because my brain loves the sugars, you know, and my body loves the vegetables. My brain loves the fruit, and my body loves the vegetables, you know? And so when I just juice, I have all that energy, but I don't have any of my vital force going into my digestion. So it's all going to my brain. I'm being fed, and it just takes 15, 20 minutes later, it's all digested in my blood, my liver's all pumped up, and I've got 2-3 hours worth of energy to go, or more, if I really start burning on the oxygen and kind of bust through those little plateaus, and the blood starts getting really thin, and you just start getting really, you get really clear. And that's one of the benefits there. Now the fiber is extremely beneficial, because that is, not only does it keep the colon clear, but that's what a lot of the microorganisms actually feed off of. So it's a real balance between using these juices as a way to, like, working with, I had my client who has breast cancer, who's eliminating breast cancer. It's just washing away right in front of our eyes. Just juicing all day to just saturate. Because, you know, you're coming from the UK or America or Australia or wherever, we have not been getting the minerals that we need. This is a way to just bypass that, and just goes right in. You get the beneficial effects on the lymphatic system from the citrus juices, and you start really flushing the system. So you're hydrating and flushing and mineralizing with the juice. Then again, that's why 1 meal per day with the fibers. Like, that's why basically my life, to sum it up, and what I'm going to suggest to this video series is water, juice, and for me another juice, but I'm going to suggest a smoothie for most people around 12 or 1, you know, and then maybe a fruit snack in the middle of the day if you need to wet your whistle, and then a nice high fiber salad or raw type entree, as simple as you can get it. And that way, then you get all your fiber at night, and then you blast some more enzymes with the salad, and then right before you go to bed, you blast your probiotics, and they just go in and inoculate your teeth, inoculate your esophagus, inoculate your stomach, get into your small intestine, and then boom. So enzymes during the day to cleanse the system, to keep the blood thin, anti-inflammatory, break up all the junk that's inside everyone, and then the probiotics at night, so they can just go to work. And I'll explain in a little while the major benefits of probiotics and some of the research that I've done, which is just incredible, and changing people's, you know, levels of consciousness and mitigating, like, fear. You know, a lot of times they've done these incredible studies over and over. I keep running into them. Well, I don't know how they test for fear with these facial things, a scary face and a not scary face, and then they do all this testing on their encephalogram and stuff. But the people that take probiotics are less fearful, is the underlying basic, you know. And I was talking to my daughter yesterday, Natea, about that, and she said that makes a lot of sense. She was a cesarean section baby, and most of us have taken a lot of antibiotics, and we're not doing what we need to do to keep those beneficial microorganisms in a high state that lead to more serotonin, more dopamine, more precursors to melatonin, so the whole system stays balanced, you know? I mean, there's way more to it than I am aware of at present, but yeah.
Could you speak for a moment to combining fruit and vegetables? Like, I've heard that combinations can make a difference. Some people recommend just having fruit alone, it moves through the system faster. Other people say other things, I guess, but in this case, we're combining a fruit and vegetables. Can you say anything about?
Yeah, and that's the beauty of the DTM. I mean, the best way to say it is would be like kind of to promote myself is like on my website there are 14 online classes which were at one time DVDs. And I have taken many, many years. I've been juicing every day for 20 years. And people will write to me and they'll be like, yeah, I took asparagus and grapes and kiwi and orange and cilantro and kale and ginger. And I'm like, oh my God, that sounds terrible. You know what I mean? And so what I've done, like when I mix this is just DTM, scientifically advanced, perfectly food combined synergy of awesomeness. You know, it's just, and when you juice, you change things up a bit. Same thing with the smoothie. The smoothies aren't, the juicing you can get away with more. The smoothies less, and meals even less when you're talking about the food combining, yeah. So what you have here are just, what would I not want to put in here? I mean, I could put some ginger and that'd be fine. What would I not want to put in here? Like, I would probably not want to put like burdock into this. Not that that would throw it off too much, but so it's more of a flavor thing. But when you're juicing like this, you know, you're combining everything in a way that makes it a little bit more assimilatable.
Doesn't pineapple have enzymes that would be beneficial? In
Extremely.
this combination?
Yeah, the pineapple is an amazing fruit, which actually has so much enzymes in it that you can feel it kind of burning your tongue sometimes because it's starting to break things down that rapidly. So, I mean, the science on that one is a real subjective one. It's like, okay, I've tried everything. I mean, I started out with just carrot juice for years, you know what I mean? And moved up to carrot apple. And then a little bit later, carrot apple parsley, you know, and then I got all these books and I started doing wheatgrass, and then all these juices have just been proven by me to taste good. That's the thing. I mean, people will drink things and it's like, oh, this is for health. And it's like, enjoying what you're consuming is also a huge part of health. If you're choking these nasty things out, I'm not saying that choking back some dandelions or knocking back some bitter herbs every once in a while as you're working through some kind of program, you know, but for the most part, your day to day, look at all this. This is pure life. This goes right into your blood. It's got enzymes and minerals and chlorophyll, and it's just amazing life force energy, which is going to raise your zeta potential because all this stuff is freshly picked. So it's freshly picked. It's going to thin your blood out. Your blood's going to get fed. And it's going to go deeper into those blood vessels, and it's going to be able to bring oxygen to your tissues without bogging you down by eating a big, heavy meal. So let's have a taste test, and we'll knock back some enzymes. Oh, cool. Can you take a peek at that time for me, bro? Real quick again. I think I might have done it.
We're at 28:18 with 6 hours and 10 minutes.
Perfect, 28:18. So I get like 33 minutes on these videos, and because it'd be bummer to have like a 33-minute video and then a 2-minute video.
Yeah.
And then for me not to have the desire to even take the time to learn how to edit, which is unfortunate, probably
Can you tell
and
me
irresponsible.
what is
But
DTM?
Dan the man.
Dan the man.
That's what they call me. That I didn't do it.
Okay.
That I didn't. You know. Here you go. I take 5 of these with your juice. No, you.
Oh,
Yeah, this is how you start
what
the.
are these?
These are pyrazyme. These are the high protein digesting. These are basically a cellular regenerator is what they call this one. So this just detoxifies. The basement membrane is clogged up from years and years of excessive eating, cooked foods that are just saturating. This will help to break up the junk in your gut. It also helps to thin the blood, and it also works as a major anti-inflammatory. That's what enzymes are. Enzymes are anti-inflammatory, and when they're taking, it's been shown time and time and time again in every country except America, because they don't want to do any research on probiotics and enzymes, because probiotics and enzymes are going to put the medical establishment out of business, because the probiotics and enzymes handle everything. And it's a huge, it's growing thing because people are starting to catch on. But when athletes take enzymes, their recovery time, Japan, Russia, and Germany, all doing this research, they're showing that these enzymes are increasing recovery time double. So the athletes that take the enzymes, and this is many, many studies, and you could find this all over Google anytime, is cutting the recovery time in half. Yes. Of just, you know, because when you run, I mean, you get inflammation. When you knock these back, it increases blood circulation, and then your recovery is just accelerated. Mm-hmm.
It's really good. Can you say one word about zeta potential, what that is?
Zeta potential is the negative millivolts. So if you have positively charged blood cells, they start clumping together. You want the negative blood flow, you want the negative millivolts to be as low as possible. That keeps the red blood cells from clumping together and clogging up your microcapillary. So fresh fruits, fresh vegetables, oxygen, sunlight, happiness. Guess what lowers zeta potential more than anything else? Aluminum in the vaccines or in anything. They use aluminum in the water treatment facilities to lower the zeta potential, and all the sediment goes to the bottom of the tank so they can clean it. Do you really think you want aluminum in your blood? That'll drop the zeta potential, and it stays in a constant perpetual state of lowered zeta potential, blood clumping, occlusion, sleepy. So screw all that, wake up, stay away from all that business, and raise your zeta potential so that you have one single red blood cell carrying oxygen to the deep recesses of your brain and wake up to the highest levels of consciousness. Peace. Can you click that for me, please? Thank you.
Beautiful.